Welcome back. This is Sports Zone on Joy Prime. It's proudly sponsored by Piva Beverages, Syntex Tank, Kivo Gary 4-in-1 mix, and also by Guinness. All right, let me introduce my guests. Sicho Fefili Bachim and Daniel Cranting are here this evening. Guys, welcome to the show.
Season.
On the first try. On the first try.
Only Piva.
Hey, can you do it again? That was an accident. Do it again. It's okay. No, it's okay. Man. Listen, today Piva delivered, man. Piva delivered great water. Listen, if you're looking for a burst of flavor in every sip, discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, or orange flavor, tangerine flavor, which is my favorite, grape and cocktail. They have all of them. Colorful moments in every bottle for you. Piva Cola, orange, cocktail, grape, and tangy. You can grab yours today. It's available now at your local store, or you can call us if you want to distribute or you want to buy and do a program, whatever. Just call us 0550 032231. 0550 032231. Piva, a taste you will love. Let me also tell you about Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Soakings mix. If you're feeling hungry and want something quick to eat, Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Soakings is what you need. It has everything. Gary is in there. There's milk, there's granite, and then there is some sugar as well. They even have low sugar content, and they even have 3-in-1 mix, the one without the granite. So all kinds of varieties. All you need is to just add water, and boom, you're good to go. Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix, Gary Soakings, there. But let me also tell you about Syntex Tank, okay? The only water tank that gives you up to 7-year warranty. They come in all kinds of sizes and all kinds of colors and all kinds of inner layers, okay? And they have over 300 agents nationwide. You're doing any water project, you want a water tank, make sure that water tank is a Syntex tank, okay? So make sure that's the case. All right, today on the show, we have a slight change of how you can get in touch with us. I know some of you might have already sent messages to the old number or the number we've been using. Tonight, we will use the regular Joy Prime number. So the message you have sent to me, please send it to this number, okay? Write it down, okay? 0551 0551 575757. 0551 575757. Send me the message through that number, and I'll read them for you here on this tablet that I have in front of me today. So as you can see, it's a different tablet. So wait. Charlie, oh no, Charlie. You. So you send me the message 055. So send it to that WhatsApp number 0551 575757. Easy number. Send me the messages. If you send it to the other number, just forward it to this one, and I'll read them, share them with the rest of our viewers from across the globe. Guys, listen, we've got a lot to go through today, so I'm not going to waste a lot of time. But Saturday, there was a draw that happened in Cape Coast that pitched our Black Queens against some very interesting opponents in the women's AFCON. Let's show you that draw and tell you just how much of a difficult or an easy draw it is that they're up against. But it's altogether 4 teams in Ghana's group. Certainly, there you go. So that's Group A for you: Morocco, Zambia, Senegal, DR Congo. Group B will have Nigeria, Tunisia, Algeria, and Botswana. And Ghana will have the defending champion South Africa in the group. Also, Mali are in the group, and then Tanzania as well. All right, Sicho, interesting Group C for the Black Queens. They've not been here since 2018 when we hosted the competition.
And exited in the group
stages. Exited the group stages.
And South Africa won.
And South Africa.
No, Nigeria
beat South Africa in the final.
That's right.
South Africa won the last edition.
Last edition.
So they are the defending champions.
I think it's a manageable group apart from South Africa.
Yeah.
On paper, I think the favorites, clear favorites in that group has got to be the defending champions. Their record is good. They've got an incredible team with a very brilliant coach. So they would be the team that many were going to be tipping as the favorites. I think they really are. When they come into the competition as defending champion, you got that tag. But when you look at Mali and Tanzania, I think these are two games Ghana would target the more. Because those games, I think, that could be winnable. I'm not saying it's easy, but I think if Ghana wants to go through, those are the two games. Apart from South Africa, who really are the team that I think are levels, a lot of levels above the Black Queens. I think that against Tanzania, I think against Mali, there could be maybe that chance there for Ghana to maybe then go on from the group. Because the last time that we hosted, we were out of the group stages, and maybe this time. And then our coach, who is very good, who's done very well with the ladies, maybe then could go on and get into the knockout stages.
DK, manageable group?
Yeah, I think Nora's done a super job with the team. And for me, the final Olympic qualifying game, the two-legged encounter between Ghana and Zambia, it showed me that the Black Queens are ready to be competitive. It was a last-minute goal that cost us a place at the Olympics, and it was probably one of the best players on the continent in Barbara Banda who scored that penalty. Sorry, that free kick that got us out. So it's fine margins. And aside South Africa, when I look at the two teams in the group, I think the Black Queens can be able to make it out. And the dynamics are very interesting. It's three groups, so it's top two plus...
third best place
Third best place, exactly. So I think reaching the knockout rounds is very possible. I just hope that the stars align and we avoid certain teams in the quarterfinal.
Only two teams will make it to the knockout stages.
In each group?
Only two teams
will
not make it to the knockout stages.
Yes. Only two teams will not.
No, only three teams will not.
So we'll have a quarterfinal.
The top two, which is going to be 6.
Yes.
And then two
more.
of the best.
Yeah.
So the last 3 teams are not going, plus one off the West finished place team. So Ghana's got a chance.
Yeah, and if you reach the semi-final, you've made the World Cup. So to be 3 games, three games in the group, and then win that quarterfinal game.
That is your World Cup ticket.
That's a lot riding on that.
Yeah.
It's got a lot riding on it. All right, so all the best to Nora Hoptel and her team. When is the competition again?
Next year.
Next year somewhere. I think it's June, I think, in the summer of next year. So
it was brilliant to see Juliet's.
she did the draw. Lady Balu.
Yeah, it was amazing to see her do it.
Yeah. So
Ghana have been failing so much at football. At least she got us something to smile about.
One of our
very own.
It's only right. It's only right. Okay, so well done to Juliet as well, conducting or supervising that draw there. But let's go to Ghana Premier League action. Kumasi Asante Kotoko were in Doma. Now, this is Kotoko who had lost, 4 matches in a row. It was about to be 5, I believe. And then they went to Doma, where everybody thought their fate was sealed. But somehow, Kotoko went there and got an impressive 2-0 victory. Take a look at the highlights.
Asiedu, has he hit the back of the net? He has. Oh, wow. This is how you do it. And they run to their coach, the man under pressure. Relief, absolute relief for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. We are just 10 minutes in, and the Porcupine Warriors are on top. Kotoko's Utopia, and it's Aduana Star Spain. What a goal.
Who can score, but they are just panicking, wasting a lot of chances.
Lord Amoa, Baba Yaya, second goal. And Albert Amoa, guess who? He is the man, just as he has always been. Albert Albert Amoa, his 6th goal of the season. His 2nd goal. Asante Kotoko gets goal number 2.
Albert Amoa. Just watch the build-up. That was a good time for Amoa from Babayaya. Just some few meters.
Asiedu.
All right, so Kotoko got a 2-0 win. But on a more serious note, we really need to improve on our TV coverage, man. At some point, I couldn't even see the visuals. Like, I don't know what the GFA is doing right now, but I understand that our friends are back.
Are they? Which friends?
And the ones who were doing it.
My people?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they might be coming back. It's not all their difference.
No, but yeah, when you look at the investment they've done over the years, I think in Ghana, they've got the capacity to at least run any suitable, at the barest minimum, production. So if they are back, I think it's fair, just so we can see proper football. But back on the game.
And there's news that Ogum will no longer serve as an interim management committee member. He's been taking off, and now his job is to focus solely on the coaching. And it seems like a massive weight lifted off his shoulders. He went to Doma, went there and grabbed a very important victory.
He had to. It was an important victory for them, but I'm still confused about that club statement. It said it was restructuring of the IMC, interim management committee. It's been more or less a permanent one than interim. Had a whole season, almost after the 2nd season gone.
Yeah.
But I think it's the right thing to do, even though we don't know who is replacing Ogum or what the restructuring is. I think Ogum had to be let off that committee.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Yeah, it didn't, because the committee in the end would have to make decisions on Ogum. And if he's part of that committee, then there's conflict of interest.
Yes.
He can't decide
How does
on
he
his own
start
future.
himself?
Yeah, absolutely. So he has to, and I said it somewhere, that he has to work upstairs, right? He has to be responsible for the players, but he has to feel the sense of responding to a bigger authority that keeps him in check. I think now that has come in, maybe that helps. But on the game, Kotoko desperately needed it. But there was Kotoko in Doma have got a decent record. They don't win always, but they've got a better track record in Doma than maybe Hatsafo could have. But on the day, I thought the early goal was what helped them. 10 minutes into the game, Patrick Essiedu's this brilliant free kick over the wall. Goalkeeper got nowhere near it. Underneath the bar and across the line. It was the perfect way to set the tone. And after that point, Aduana starts trying to catch Kotoko. Kotoko are managing the game, and they get a second goal in the second half, and that was it. We always said Kotoko could defend. The problem was if they had goals in them. So when Kotoko have lost games, they're not losing by 3, they're not losing by 2, they're losing by 1, but they don't get the goals to win the games. So if they can start finding a lot more goals in them, then maybe they have got a chance to, claw back to the very top of the standings. So yeah. Okay.
So that's that. Albert Amoa 6 goals now this season, only 2 behind the top scorer. So he's having a really good season.
It's a good poacher.
Yeah, exactly. That far post finish was a very good one. Let me show you Instructorman and Hearts of Oak. Okay, Benayam, you don't have that one. Okay, fair enough. The match ended 1-0. Hearts of Oak also stopped in their tracks there. Basake Holy Stars also winning 1-0 against Samatex. Heart of Lions winning 3-0 against Legon City. Sejana Stars and Kotoko's game confirmed there. Bechem United 1, Accra Lions 0, Dreams FC 0, Karela United 1. Gold Stars also winning 2-0 against Vision FC. Nations FC, Brekum Chelsea 1, and Young Apostles also losing at home to Mediama Sporting Club.
Did you guys see Mediama's second goal, Prince Owusu's goal in that game? Yeah. Some left-footed half volley from...
Spectacular.
Super goal.
This is what the table looks like. Gold Stars still top, 23 points. Nations FC 22, Heart of Lions 21, Mediama 21 as well. So people have to be very wary of of Heart of Lions because Bashir Hayford is very capable of a lot of things. So he's got Heart of Lions doing very well on the table, only 2 points behind the top as well. And then you've got Bashir United just behind. Heart of Oak are 6th on the table. Kotoko just behind them, a point. Let's look at the bottom half of the table. Insuatreman, Young Apostles, Karela United, Janasas Dreams, Vision, Lagos Cities, and Accra Lions. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with them, but look at how tight it is from 11 all the way down to 18th. The difference, 4 points. 4 points from 11 to 18. So 4 points separating those 8 clubs. So it's incredibly tight at the bottom of the table as far as the Ghana Premier League is concerned. All right, Danny, quick thoughts on Hearts of Oak. Zotreman got a very interesting, I think they probably kind of deserved it, to be honest. If you watch the game, Hearts of Oak were not any better. They had to fight back, and they showed some grit, but Zotreman held on.
Yeah, and it was quite disappointing because of the speed with which Hearts of Oak hit back and got that equalizer. And you thought that there was enough time for them to go on and win the game, playing at home, and especially because of their good form over the past couple of weeks. You expected them to go on, build on from that. But unfortunately, that didn't work out. And the margins at the top, very, 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 very thin. So you drop points here, you can slip down 2-3 places. And we saw Kotoko's very poor around 4 games in a row, yet they win 1, and all of a sudden they are back in contention. If you look at the points gap between themselves and the top, it's still very, very doable. So for Hearts, they will understand that consistency is necessary. You need to build, especially in home games. You understand the impact of home games in the Ghana Premier League. And when you go away from home and you win, you need to come back and consolidate it at home with another 3 points. And they will be disappointed. And I repeat the point again, especially because of how quickly they were able to hit back and get the equalizer. There was a lot of time for them to go on, build on that and get the 3 points. But yes, it's another, it's a learning curve, obviously. At the start of the season, we were talking about possible relegation. So if you look at where they are now, they've made massive improvements, but it's Hearts of Oak. The title is always the target, and they need to maintain that consistency to hit the league leaders. But quickly on BBN Gold Stars, it's got their first goal in, I think, 3 games. They were struggling to hit the back of the net. Drew at home against Dreams FC a couple of weeks ago, despite Dreams FC going down a man very early in the game, still unable to score. Then they lost their first game of the season last weekend. To come back at home and get the 3 points, really important on the back of Nations FC also dropping points. So that was good for them. One of the teams I've tipped to go all the way this season, BBN Go. Shout outs to my people in BBN.
All right, so that's the lowdown of the BBN Gold Stars. So we'll see what becomes of them, whether they can actually hold on until the very end of the season. Right now, we will take another short break. When we come back, we will zoom straight into Premier League stuff and take you through what's happened. What an incredible weekend of football in the Premier League. There's La Liga, there's Champions League preview. There's even Formula One, where, of course, Max Verstappen won an incredible 4th successive F1 title over the weekend. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. This is Sports Zone on Joy Prime. My name is Fentio Tahir Fentio. Thanks a lot for staying with us. The show is brought to you by Piva Beverages, Syntex Tank, Guinness, and Kivo Gary 4-in-1 mix. Time now to take you to England. Before we do that, let me take some of your messages that have been coming on the new WhatsApp number 0551 575757. 0551 575757. Send me the messages to that number. I'll read them for you. This one says, hi, Fent and the team. Good win for Kotoko ahead of the big one, which I'm happy. Also about the fact that GPL is back where it belongs in terms of coverage for the next 5 seasons. Also happy for Bayern Munich's victory ahead of 3 big tasks, including the Classica over the weekend, with our form being in the reverse for City in all competitions. Why City? All is well. Thompson from Dan Sherman. With that message. This guy was said, you guys are looking good. Tell United players that if they return to playing like how Eric was their coach. God will punish them. God will punish them. Tell Danny he is my man. All right. Okay, Danny K, you are somebody's man. Good evening. I'm Nana Kojo watching from Regina, Saskatchewan.
Hey.
You know where that?
No way.
100 CDs for either of you.
It's in Canada.
Collect the 100 CDs.
Quick, give me my money. Give me the money before
When
you
the
continue.
man dies, when they pay salary.
Ah, Boga.
Oh, it's only a couple of days away.
Yes. Before the end of this.
No. This is like you ran away with my money.
But
Give me my money.
But we have shows.
I'm even
No,
surprised.
you forget. Give me the money.
I won't forget.
Nobody forget.
Boga,
We are
nobody told
in
you.
a cashless economy.
Nobody told you to mention the thing on camera.
Danny K wants to
them.
beat me up
No, but
because
give
of
me the
100
money.
CDs.
But you're owing him. Yeah, but
I
you
don't
said
need 100
it.
CDs.
Give me the money.
Why are you that poor?
The guy
It's not about poor, it's about principle.
It's about principle. You've told everybody, give me the money.
Somebody
I
say,
am poor.
if
Give me the
you
money.
say
I don't have money. Give me the money. Quick.
Okay, collect the money.
Give me the money. I will take the money for TV talk. Then you go and do it. You give me the money. Quick.
Collect the money.
When you are collecting money with swag, you don't look at the person.
Choose whichever card you want, then you go and take the money.
Charlie Karim, come and change it. Come and take it. Karim knows the codes also. But the money you pay me.
No, I'll give you your money. I'll give you your
collect
money.
it.
Let me read more messages. I'm surprised he got that correct. Very surprised. This one says, so he's watching all the way in Saskatchewan in Canada, and he says, hopefully Liverpool don't bottle the league like Arsenal did after they beat Manchester City. Interesting. Thank you very much, Nana Kojo, for that message and for tuning in all the way from Canada. This one says Pep Guardiola has lost 5 matches in a row in all competitions, lost 3 Premier League matches in a row, and can still afford to stay second in the EPL standards. It's amazing, and we can't write them off in the title race just yet, when a game is enough to cause upheavals from the 3rd to the 10th place on the log. BB, Ibekwai Municipal Hospital Center start message. Big shouts to you, BB, and everyone watching us in Bakwai Municipal Hospital. Hi, Fent and the team. Good win for Kotoko. Okay, I think I've read that message from Thompson. This one said, Ruben Amorim made his bow with a draw, which is an unusual result for a Man United manager beginning his tenure. But trust me, it's a sign of great things to come for the Red Devils. Chef from Aduana Soweju sent us that message. This message says, good evening, guys. I'm Christian watching you live from the OT regional capital, Dubai. You guys are looking good, and I always love your energy. Keep it up. What's with today? Today we are getting a lot of comments about how we look down.
Oh, big shouts to the makeup team.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. This one says it's from Afram Clement in Nkranza, Bono East region. He says, so Otto Addo is still going to be on the touchline when the remainder of our World Cup qualifiers are played, where Ket and his mafia guns are still managing our football. Nothing is working in Ghana again except the scorching sunlight. And the sun, yeah, it is boiling there.
Hey. Charlie.
Pa Kwesi from BBN says, good evening. Liverpool are winning the Premier League this season. This message from Don Kobe says, good evening, guys. Joy Prime Sports, you do all. I'm from Koforidua, Yatrema. Okay, Yatrema Krum. All right, interesting. That's where he's watching us from. Koforidua, Yatrema Krum. Praying for Kumasi and Kotoko FC to win the league. All right, thank you very much, Don Kobe. This message says, I wish Bayern and Man City all the best in the Champions League, and I know Man City can do wonders. It's not too late for them. People seem to believe Man City will stage a comeback. Interesting. Oscar from Ashaman says, Liverpool have still not played anyone decent, they say. Schlossman may end up winning the league without playing anyone decent. That's a good one. That's a very good one. This one says, hello, Enzo Maresca is cooking. I'm Kobe Cash from Adenta. Oh, Chalet. All right, it's an interesting one. Castro C from China says, good evening, friend. I love your show, and I like what is currently happening to Man City. The EPL should not be one-way traffic. What is painful is that upon those losses, City is still second on the league table. Things should get worse for them so that they don't win the title this season. Greetings to all Chelsea fans in China. Brian from Teshi says, I feel so bad for Man City and Pep Guardiola. I hope they can come back. This one says, Mr. Tahiru, my name is Van P from Wale Wale. Man United is bouncing back small. By the end of 2024, we are getting back to the top 4, please. Greetings to your guys for me. Okay, please, where is Christopher Nimley now? Christopher Nimley is at home. Good evening, Fentu and your crew. This is Rodriguez from Paris, France. Amazing show, amazing analysis. Big ups. Charlie, how are you? Saskatchewan, Paris, Gambia.
We global now.
We global.
We global
we
now.
global
Oh my
now.
God,
We global. We
Oh my
global.
God, man.
We global. Our sponsors should give us more money.
I shock.
Because now we are in Canada, we are in Paris, we are in Saskatchewan,
I'm taking you international.
Gambia.
I'm taking you international.
Nigeria, right? All the time.
Charlie, you.
Good evening. Nana Dufour says, I'm watching you live in Aputoja. We are live in Aputoja.
Somebody came to Ghana.
Uh-huh.
And he said that he was going to this thing. Where was it? Yes. He was going to Switzerland. He was traveling.
Yes.
He said that, that Gary thing you guys have been advertising on your show, no, I want to take. I link the guy Kivo clean.
From the show.
From the show.
He took it straight to Switzerland.
So look at me. Where's the camera? Look at me. Where is the Kivo? Why is the Kivo on the table?
Like we just put this water inside.
Simple.
Where
is the Kivo?
Like the sponsor said,
Kivo is here.
The water has come.
Syntax is here.
Yes.
Where is the Kivo?
This one was told more of the water.
Yes.
More of the water. And then the Kivu. The quick.
We need a bold sponsor.
Quick.
Yeah, utensil sponsor.
Dan sign sponsor.
They should come. They should come. We are waiting for them. They should come.
Oh, God. Nana Dufour says, I'm watching you live in Aputoja. Greetings to my lovely wife, Nana Ukia Boama.
This is what we love, right?
When partners watch the show together.
Yes, sweet.
All right? Wife and husband, side by side.
10:30, when we close, we go.
Nana Dufour, you spoiled it. Nana Ukia. Man, and say,
10:30.
Charlie, after we close.
After we close. This one, you can't blame me because the children are supposed to be sleeping. You can't blame me. I can't.
Good evening, gentlemen. I really love your submissions. Very insightful and understanding. Keep it up, guys. Okay, let's take you to England now and cause a bit of havoc. Over the weekend, well, there was a lot of drama. We tell you all the time. This one, we will start at Manchester City, okay? Manchester City had lost 4 matches in a row in all competitions. They were hosting Tottenham Hotspur. The last time they played each other, it was 3-3. Spurs and City, they go at each other all the time. At least one thing was guaranteed, both teams would score. But at the end of 90 minutes, a very shocking scoreline. Tottenham Hotspur beat City at the Etihad by 4 goals to 0. Take a look. Let me show you the 4 results from the Premier League this weekend and the table, what it looks like right now. So we showed you some 5 matches. The rest of the games, you see them. Aston Villa, they have not won a game in 6 matches in all competitions. Aston Villa. It's incredible what's happening there. Unai Emery is clearly struggling to combine different competitions at the same time. Bournemouth lost away to Brighton, or at home to Brighton, and that's taking Brighton into the top 4. So Brighton are having a season to remember, aren't they? And then you also have Everton and Brighton, the only game where there were no goals. Wolves absolutely hammered Fulham by 4 goals to 1. Look at that match down there. Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, as I said, unbelievable game of football that was. Crystal Palace showing enormous fight to get out results from there. Liverpool are top of the table, 31 points. They have so there you see, they have an 8-point lead over Manchester City. Chelsea just behind, Arsenal also, and Brighton, all with the same number of points. And look at that, below them, Tottenham in 6th, Forest in 7th, Villa in 8th, Newcastle in 9th, and Fulham in 10th, all of them with very similar points. So 19-19-19, then 18-18. And then you see the bottom 3, Ipswich, Crystal Palace, and Southampton. Not looking good at the moment as far as these 3 teams are concerned. So things not looking good at all. All right, we're going to take our last break. When we come back, the guys will dive deep into analytical mode, putting perspectives into all of these matches that we have shown you here on Sports Zone. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Sports Zone on Joy Prime. And welcome back to Guinness Match Day, where we show you all the analysis from the weekend sports in action. I've got a couple of messages before we go to the guys. Malam Abdul Samer Swala says he's watching us a wonderful program. Where's the man who said Liverpool is here to play a competitive opponent? Sachu came here and came to cause trouble here. Now they are looking for you.
After facing Chelsea, as now, Man U, so they are here to face it.
Governor Usu wrote a very long letter to Henry Asantuchum. He says, Dear Mr. Henry Asantuchum, during your time as group head of sports at EIB Network, your strong advocacy for the development of Ghana football was evident, and I was an avid listener of your Saturday sports program on Star FM. However, since assuming the role of head of communications by the Ghana Football Association, your advocacy has significantly diminished, likely due to your direct involvement in the system and the benefits that come with it. He has a job. Should he criticize his own job, his own bosses? I find that really, Under your tenure as head of communication at the GFA, Ghana football has faced significant setbacks, including the failure to qualify for the Morocco 2025 AFCON. Given these challenges, it would be prudent and honorable for you to step down, as your failure to remain an outspoken advocate for the advancement of the sport has contributed to the current situation. Thank you. Kwabena Owusu in Tama. Interesting. Hello, fan. United coach is not a Class A coach, so the United fans should chill. Who are those managers he was beating before he came to the EPL? He couldn't match his level of manager. This is Tino. Okay, Tino, we hear you. Abdul Karim from WA says, good evening to you and your crew. You people are very interesting to watch. My prayer is that Man City will be out of the top 4. This one says, good evening, big men. I think there's the need to reshuffle the Man United squad. My name is Bride Opon from Asikam in the Buakwa South municipality. This one says, good evening, guys, in the studio. Losing now, City losing now is a very good thing, because when they bounce back and start winning, that is when they will win the league. Manchester City never give up. John Vincent from Nigeria sent us that message, and he says, I love your show. Thank you for tuning in all the way from Nigeria. Felix and Bonnie watching you live inside Gambaga in the Northeast region. Liverpool is winning the Premier League this season. He says, Abin Bafu says, what happened to Zegzi? We'll get to that. But Sicho, let's go through those matches one by one. First off, let's talk about Liverpool and Mohamed Salah. The comment that someone sent in that they've not played a big opponent, even they're playing against Real Madrid, somebody even said that even if they beat Real Madrid, people will say there's no finishers. So whatever Liverpool do, it's like people will make excuses that they've not played the best opponent. Is that really what it is? Because there are others that say that Liverpool have just been incredibly lucky. Is that possible that one team can be that lucky? How many games into the season now? Like 12 matches into the season?
Yeah, they've not been
Are
lucky.
they just lucky?
No. It's a method that is working. It's great coaching by the manager. His in-game management is superb. I think the reason people say they are lucky is that when you watch Liverpool play every game, there are times in the game that you feel Liverpool and the pressure, they could lose, they could concede goals, but that is why you commend the coach, because it's in-game management. When he changes things, when he makes substitutions, when he switches systems, it works, and normally, and throughout the whole season, it's giving him results, apart from that game that we saw against Nottingham Forest, which they would now count as a fluke, considering the results that followed. So it's more credit to Arne Slot than the fixtures that he got. And he put it in the best way, that they told him that there were no easy games in the Premier League. He's got into the Premier League. He's won the games ahead of him, and now they're telling him they are easy games. But who are now the more difficult teams for him to play? He plays Man City, who are not in great shape next week. Right. And at the moment, Liverpool are looking favourites going into that game, considering City's 5-game defeats in a row. As we speak now, City going to midweek. It could be 6 defeats in a row going into the game against Liverpool. But when you watch Liverpool play, and when what Arne Slot has done, I think that he's coming to the club, he's laid down the marker, he's made tweaks to the team, and not necessarily destroyed or destabilized everything the players know. But what he's done is, you can consider it little, but great in the way the team looks. Okay. So what Arne Slot has come to do is, whereas under Jurgen Klopp, his team was predominantly, attacking-wise, dependent on the front 3 men and the 2 wide defenders in terms of the fullbacks. What Slot has done is that these fullbacks, they're not going to depend on them for attack. They're going to depend on them to keep the back solid, but they're going to depend on the midfield 3 to be dynamic enough to help in attack. So Liverpool have got a lot more of control with midfielders. But so when you see this season, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold's numbers have suffered in attacking-wise.
Right.
But what that has done is to bring some defensive solidity to the team. So when Robertson is attacking, Trent Alexander-Arnold or Conor Bradley, if he plays, it's not necessarily going so high like under Klopp. So under Klopp, you could see Robertson very high on the left, Trent very high on the right, and then Fabinho, Jorginho, or Henderson would have to sit back and occupy those spaces where the fullbacks have left. We don't see Gravenberch, McAllister, or Szoboszlai or Curtis Jones having to fill in for the fullbacks a lot this season.
Yeah.
Rather, they stay in midfield, keep it tight and keep the short passes going and wait for the right moment to pick the attackers. And the fullbacks are not overly adventurous, so they've got a bit of balance at the back. So defensively, Liverpool look a lot better this season, and attacking-wise, they are getting the attackers in the good areas. They are depending a lot more on their midfielders to bring them goals and create more, and they are not relying on the fullbacks, as I said, to do the creating. So there are tweaks with what Arne Slot has done, and it is working. And I think that everybody's looking for an excuse as to why they are doing great. I think the manager has walked through the door. It is shocking that the manager comes to the Premier League for the first time, and that's what he is doing. We've seen few managers do this, and he's on track to achieve something huge. Next week's game against City could be the league. Could be the league right there. The
defining game.
It could be the league right there. And that game comes at Anfield, and I think guys got what it takes to smash City.
I will ask Daniel about Arsenal, but I want to ask you about Chelsea. You swore at the beginning of the season that you weren't going to be tweeting about Chelsea this, and you haven't been doing it. But you cannot help but be impressed with what you've seen from them so far this season.
No, yeah, I think Maresca has got a great grip and hold of the team. His instructions and the way he wants to play are clear. And I said it before that there are aspects of Chelsea's game that are looking good, others not so good.
Yeah.
It's always in between there. But the good thing for him is that on the attacking end, they are looking a lot better. Nicola Jackson is becoming the striker Chelsea thought they bought and is finding the back of the net with the regularity that a club like Chelsea deserves. At the back, I still think they've got problems that he needs to fix. So when they've played against teams, you expect the group of players Chelsea have got to win. Credit to him, he's winning them. And that was the difference between what Maresca is doing and what Potter or maybe Pochettino were doing. In games where Chelsea should be winning against teams that they are better than, they were not. Yeah. And in games where you think Chelsea are going to play against a tougher opponent, they are not winning it. So they are just about achieving the right results. But the thing is, there aren't many teams in the Premier League who have got a better group of players than Chelsea. In terms of talent. So Chelsea are winning against the team, like I said, that they should win. And those teams are way more than the team that Chelsea can beat in terms of talent pool. So they are in surprising results for Chelsea.
Right.
Because they are not beating City, they are not beating Liverpool, they are not beating Arsenal. They are not also losing necessarily to them, but they are not winning those games. But they are beating the team they should beat. And that is an improvement on what we saw from last season. So yeah, credit to Enzo Maresca, he can only get better. But when you spend the amount of money Chelsea has spent, I'm thinking you're talking about winning titles,
of course,
than just, you know, being in that conversation.
And big credit to Nicolas Jackson in particular, who has drawn a lot of criticism, maybe in the past, about him being wasteful and what have you. But I saw a stat that blew my mind, that in the since he arrived in the league, if you take away penalty goals, and you count only non-penalty goals, only Erling Haaland has scored more goals than him since he walked to the Premier League.
There's something I love about him. I've seen players who, when they miss sitters, big chances, it affects and kills their company. It crashes them.
He wants more.
He is always going for it.
Yeah, he's always there.
It doesn't matter how many chances he's going to miss. He's almost got no memory, right? So when he misses the chance,
he just keeps on with it.
He forgets that he missed it. He's going to go again. He's going to go again. And for your striker, what you need your striker to do is always get these chances coming. If he's not getting the chances, and he's not getting the right positions, that is a problem. But if he's getting these chances because he's getting to the right positions, you know that all he needs to do is to finish, and now he's finishing them.
And that first goal was Diogo Costa-like.
Yeah, lovely take.
You know, just hustled the defender, wrestled the ball away from him. Danike, Odegaard, my word.
Wow.
His return is literally the magic one.
Look, Arsenal needed him back. He brings this dynamism in their attack. When he's on the field, they are almost very unpredictable. The patterns are there, but the decisions, that's the difference that he gives you. So when he wasn't there, you would see on TV that the space is here, the space is here. But Arsenal don't have a player like him to make that right decision, to pass it to the left instead of the right.
Yeah.
and he's just that magic one, and they are delighted to have him back. Look, this game against Nottingham Forest on paper was supposed to be a very difficult one. We know how, and Arsenal have struggled. Arteta has struggled against Nuno Espirito Santo in the past, especially with his defensive and counter-attacking play. We saw him do it against Chelsea. He did it against Chelsea. He did it against Liverpool. So Nuno against the big teams this season has shown us exactly what he can do.
And why he plays, because the results
what I
have come.
love about Arsenal's the game plan was to go in early and hard. So Arsenal started really aggressive. The passing was intense. The movement was very quick and rapid.
It was lovely.
It was lovely. And once they got in that opening goal, the chances started flowing. It almost rattled Nottingham Forest. You could just tell this is a game Arsenal was going to win. And it was just goal after goal after goal. The Arsenal should have scored way more than they did. But it's very important for them to maintain this. I genuinely believe that Arsenal have been a bit unlucky this season. Some of the games they've dropped points in, I thought they were the better team against City. I thought they were a better team against Brighton. I thought they should have,
And their discipline record also didn't help.
It didn't help also. And those were fine margins. And it's painful from an Arsenal point of view because the Brighton game, for example, what Declan Rice did, we've seen it done 3, 4, 5 times this season with the new rules. Others have not gotten a second yellow card for, but he did. You look at the Man City game, they were once the Trossard incident. We've seen it. It's very similar to the Declan Rice incident, kicking the ball away. Teams have done it. They've not been punished.
But you can argue that if Trossard stayed on the pitch, could have been 1-0.
They were seconds away from rescuing 3 points against Man City. It didn't happen for them. But they need that consistency because, to be frank, I genuinely don't think Manchester City are going to bounce back anytime soon. So, I mean, it is important.
What is with that, Manchester City? Is this really a crisis? Have we reached that point? Or is it just another phase that where, every year City go through a certain phase
No.
This is a crisis?
No. Even that thing is...
Is it the injuries?
Look, even that thing is a myth. That City don't start well thing is a myth. City don't have poor starts to seasons. The worst is an okay start. But City are never in like 5th or 6th and they all of a sudden put up this. City are always really close. They are there and thereabouts.
Should I take
the only time in the past 7 years, the only time in the past 7 years that Manchester City, and I'm talking about played equal games as the person that they were leading, or the person who was leading them, and still had a significant gap was the season Liverpool won the title. Liverpool,
that's 2020?
2019, 2019-2020 season. Where Liverpool gave Manchester City a very healthy gap. Then COVID hit, we came back and Liverpool won the title. But
also, there's evidence here. I'm just looking at it. The 2020-2021 season when Man City won the league,
by 1
after
point.
13 matches, Manchester City were 9th on the table.
With how many points?
With 20 points. And Liverpool had 28 points, top.
Yeah. With how many games?
They were 13,
after
13 games.
So both teams had played 13 games.
Yeah.
No, City had a game in hand.
Exactly. My point is, that's why when I was making the point, I said with equal games, City won that game in hand and it was 5, so it essentially was 5 points. 5 points is not bad in the first half of the season. 5 points is very salvageable. This is different. They've lost 5 games in a row in all competitions. 5 games against teams who ideally should not be beating them. You take Tottenham Hotspur out. The manner in which they are losing the games, 4-1 against Sporting Lisbon, 4-0 at home against Tottenham Hotspur. This was a double record.
Defeat.
This is the first time Pep Guardiola is losing 5 games in a row, and this is his heaviest home defeat ever in his career. And it's coming against Postecoglou. Postecoglou came to Man City and kept a clean sheet. Like, you need
to be fair, though, his team turns into prime AC Milan every time they come up.
But they concede.
But to chip this one in, he comes to Etihad without 2 of his first choice centre-backs. No Van der Ven, no Romero. There was Davies and Dragusin yet.
He
didn't concede.
Liverpool, Man City too have had issues, right? They've not had a lot of top players available for a long time.
Yeah, but
in this game against Spurs, they didn't have a midfield.
Look, I won't take this excuse because in the past, this is the very reason why we've given Pep credit for.
Ability to fix.
The 100-point season. De Bruyne was injured for 3 months. City won it easily. When Gundogan became a huge part of the team, he got injured for a chunk of the season. City won it easily. When
there was
Aguero
one where
was
they
having
didn't have
his
a
injury-
striker.
Exactly, Aguero was having his injury issues. They played the entire season without a striker. He won it. And we've used his squad depth as a reason for his incredible coaching because he knows how to build a squad.
Yeah.
When you look at the elements in this squad, City knew that they didn't have a replacement for Rodri. It's not today. They knew. Pep trusted that those in the team or the squad players will be able to do a job. Yeah. It's not working now.
Gundogan is struggling.
Yeah, so you can't go back and blame it on Rodri. I don't know if you get my point. You can't. Yeah. So the plan didn't work, and some of these signs. Look, 6 weeks ago, last time when I came, I said last month. 6 weeks ago, I told you.
Karim, come. Come and talk to me about. Come and talk to me about what's happening. They say your graphics know some way, but talk to me about the situation with some of our players because I think.
First of all, even before I talk,
yeah.
I want to pay tribute to Jordan Ayew. And your franchise Jordan Ayew.
Yeah.
So he scored his 40th goal in the Premier League. And so the second person to do it is actually, the second on the list is Tony Yeboah.
Oh, okay.
Jordan Ayew scored 40 in 286 games.
Okay.
That is like he has to play more than 7 games to score a goal in the Premier League.
And you have two players in big trouble.
Yes, Ali.
Forget about your graphics. Like the screen doesn't want you
yes,
to touch.
Ali Duseidu, he is out for the season with an ACL injury
God.
after playing against Lille. That was yesterday. And what is the other guy? Fatau Isaku. A big miss for him in his first Premier League season, and he's going out with an ACL injury. Hopefully he comes back and recovers so well. Then the other two people is Joseph Pencil and Kelvin Yeboah. They played, that is this team.
MLS.
LA Galaxy won 6-2 against Minnesota United. And Joseph Pencil is in the MLS Cup final.
Hopefully he'll become a
Both
champion.
of them, they scored 2 goals in that game. So fantastic for them.
Thank you, Karim. And next week, we'll talk about Babarama and why he's the top-scoring Ghanaian player in Europe this season. How is that even possible? A defender. It's unbelievable. But thank you, Sicho. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Karim. I'm sorry we stole a lot of your time this evening. My name is Fentio Tahiri Fentio. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for your messages. Thanks to our sponsors, Piva, Guinness, Kivo, as well as Syntex Tank. We'll be back again next Monday. Until then, take care and bye-bye.